What a difference a few weeks make. In the name of balance, in the name of keeping myself accountable, let's look at the other side of Real Madrid's tension. I made a video about how the managerial post is very difficult to fill at the moment, given the sort of division in the dressing room, or the alleged division, judging from the outside, and that the names available seem tough. And I also said that after what I've seen from Vinicius over the past couple of seasons, and also this season, with how he has fought with his coach in Xabi Alonso and led to his downfall, how he has been a little bit petulant at times and apparently led to a division of the dressing room earlier in the season, that nothing would change at Real Madrid with both he and Mbappé there. My take was to sell on Vini based on, well, what I just said. Also, his value's high and everyone's always interested in him. But now we're hearing another side. Is it PR spin from someone? Or is the truth just coming out now? Because now we are seeing the narrative flip completely, and it's not just dictator Mbappé memes anymore. It's also veiled comments from Arbeloa, stories from respected sources saying how players are unhappy with Mbappe's attitude, petitions signed by millions. So yeah, let's look at this side of things and ask once again, what do Real Madrid do now? So The Athletic recently released an article saying that Mbappé got into a training ground argument with one of the members of the Real Madrid coaching staff, speaking insultingly to them and leaving his teammates unimpressed overall with his behavior. Now, according to L'Equipe, they are also unimpressed with his overall behavior, his teammates that is, such as taking a trip to Italy with his girlfriend while he's injured and acting, quote, too individualistic. He was 40 minutes late to a team meal and is allegedly becoming more isolated in the Real Madrid dressing room as time goes on. Now, you also had Alvaro Arbeloa saying, quote, "It hurts me when we see that all the other teams run more than us. We need to be more mobile, make more runs off the ball. We didn't build Real Madrid with players who take the field dressed in tuxedos, but with players who end up with the shirt covered in mud, sweat, and effort." Shirt covered in effort? Many believe that this is aimed at Mbappé. Could be aimed at a few players, but namely Mbappé, as he continues to get a lot of really bad press at the moment. It's funny because at the beginning of the season under Xabi, I clearly remember having Kian Sobani from Managing Madrid on the channel, and speaking about how when it comes to pressing numbers in the top 5 leagues, Mbappé was actually the top presser for a period of time under Xabi. Xabi was doing impossible things. But anyway, a statement like that, if it is aimed at Mbappé, isn't exactly a surprise, right? We saw how Luis Enrique struggled to get through to him. The guy will just do what he wants, and he gets away with it because he is really, really good and is capable of doing unbelievable things as well on the ball when he's in form. However, he has been in brutal form, and he is seemingly hurting Real Madrid more than helping them at the moment. The last 6 matches with Mbappé in the lineup, as One Football has shown, 1 win. The last 6 matches where Mbappé didn't feature, 6 wins. That is pretty damning. In the battle of this town ain't big enough for the both of us between himself and Vinicius, there is a clear performer at this moment, right? Now, if you're to flip that, the only match Vini has missed this season, Real Madrid won. And if you want to go back to last season to reach that same 6-game threshold, they won every one of those games as well, with Mbappé scoring 8 goals. So it's a little bit of playing with numbers and arranging them how they suit you, depending on the narrative you want to spin, because Vini was on the pitch for those losses as well. But it's still absolutely damning numbers to put out there when Mbappé is getting a lot of terrible press. That plus guy doesn't work hard, plus guy goes to Sardinia when he's injured, doesn't look good. But I think what this absolutely does reinforce is something that I said in the last video. One of them has to go. Choose your fighter. I don't really care. But one of them has to leave Real Madrid, as the team operates so much better when just one of them are on the pitch. And it's funny because it is something that everyone spoke of for so long in all of those years where Mbappé and Real Madrid were doing that annoying will they, won't they little romance. To be fair, it was mostly Mbappé who was doing the won't they, doing it as, Madrid's intentions were very clear. And sure enough, you get them together in the same team, and yes, they're going to get goals and assists now and then, and they will even assist each other, right? Because they are 2 of the best players in the entire world. Of course, they will still contribute relatively regularly, even though they are playing in a dysfunctional tandem. But when you get them apart, they flourish. They become the player that people think of when they think of Kylian Mbappé or Vinicius Jr. They do the things that they were known for because they have the room to do it. Take Vinicius Jr. out of the equation and look at how much Mbappé scores. Let's look at last season alone. When Vinicius Jr. was out with injury or suspension, because he had a couple, Mbappé scored 10 goals in 10 matches. This season, without Mbappé, Vinicius Jr. has scored 5 goals in 11 matches. I'm using different seasons because Vinny has literally played every game this season, except for one, I think. So there's not much room for comparison in the same season. But it's very, very clear that they cannot coexist on the pitch together, and both thrive. They make each other a milquetoast version of themselves, whereas you see the real version of themselves when they are played to their strengths, solo, without the other guy around. Now, there is a petition going around to get Mbappé out of Real Madrid, which I can't believe I'm saying that. People have resorted to petitions now. But this one has blown up, man. It's unbelievable. Now, of course, not every signature is from a Real Madrid supporter that wants Mbappé gone. I'm sure there is a strong contingent of rival fans who have signed it, Brazilians that want to see Vinny succeed over Mbappé, etc. But still, 5.1 million signatures at the time of recording means that it will automatically bypass the House of Representatives in Spain and become law. So he has to go. I'm kidding. I have no idea what Spain's political system is like, but this petition, which just takes a click to sign, has gone fairly viral. That can't help things. I'm sure Mbappé is strong-minded. I mean, he clearly is. He had Luis Enrique telling him how he could become a hero, how they would make a statue of him if he would just help out defensively when he's not scoring. And the guy said, nah, I'm good. So clearly he is strong-willed, and this won't shake him, but there's an air of toxicity around the club now, of which Mbappé has seemingly played his own role in that. With Vinicius, it's a lot more, I mean, you could see how he reacts when getting substituted, how he speaks to his manager, how he's affected on the pitch, how he has spoken to his teammates. He's an emotional guy. He can't hide it, and so we see it ourselves. With Mbappé, he's not as outwardly explosive as Vinicius, but that doesn't mean that he isn't as culpable as Vinicius is for where Real Madrid is at in this moment of time in the so-called divisions and toxicity in the locker room. Not working for your teammates, isolating yourself through your individualistic actions, clashing with the coaching staff, taking vacations when your team's going through a hard time. That doesn't help at all. Hey, good morning. Alternate Adrian here. Just to add, there's also stories now coming out about Antonio Rudiger, which is maybe being blown out of proportion just given the sort of crazy character that he is. But we're seeing stories of him, allegedly slapping a teammate in the locker room back in February, well-sourced articles coming from the likes of The Athletic. And apparently now it's being leaked that it was Alvaro Carreras that he actually slapped. We've seen Mbappé getting really upset with Antonio Rudiger in training before. Take from that what you will. We've seen him messing around with staff. All of this in video, which I think maybe we'll be able to show. I don't know. Sometimes Real Madrid gets upset with what you show. But him messing around with staff, is he just having fun with the staff? The staff member looks pretty serious. I don't know. Could just be having some fun. Could be nothing. But stories are now coming out about him as well, just grinding the gears of some of his teammates. Not all, some of his teammates, and potentially some of the staff as well. I mean, he is crazy. This is a guy who intentionally needs somebody in the head, so he's nuts. But it could also be just nothing, just more media trying to add to the fire to sort of derail Real Madrid further. Who knows? Who knows? But anyway, back to Vinny and Mbappé. And the big overarching feeling I have here is, again, one of them's got to go. This simply cannot and will not work. Whether it was Vinny's outburst earlier that caused distractions and ultimately led to Xabi losing his job, now it's Mbappé that's the enemy, and Vinny is thriving without Mbappé, just as Mbappé thrived without Vinny last season. It's so clear that no manager will be able to fix this problem. Mbappé has shown that he will not change, and that, unfortunately for his reputation, his former team was all the better for losing him. And so, once again, guys, one has got to go. And that will be a very difficult decision for Florentino Perez if he chooses to make it, right? He may just turn to Jose Mourinho, apparently, and say, look, you got to figure this out, man. Please move. Figure out how to make these two work together and cure this locker room of the constant rumors of toxicity. So yeah, Real Madrid have a Vinny problem, but all the same, an Mbappé problem as well. Choose your fighter. All right, just a quick one, guys. I appreciate you checking this out. We shall continue to monitor this situation. Cool? Take care.